This is the Post Shift Podcast, a raw look at the hospitality industry.
What's happening, Post Shifters, and welcome to another Post Shift shot. Fuck, I don't even know what number we're on right now. It's insane. I am on Post Shift shot number 15. So 3.5 months of listening to my ugly trap give you advice, or hopefully give you advice, and talk about stuff that matters to me. And I was out, I'm studying for my last couple of finals for school, and something came to me about how lucky, sort of about how lucky and ties in with a few other things. So today I'm going to talk about the art of resilience. I think this came about when I heard two bartenders who don't know me too well be sitting at the bar. They were sort of trashing me a little bit, and they were saying how lucky I was that I got all this stuff. And I was so lucky because I got all this stuff, and I should be thankful, which I am. I'm very, very thankful. I am lucky I'm fortunate. I am not lucky. And so it got me thinking about like the perception of yourself in the public. Everybody has their own perceptions. There's thousands of different perceptions out there of yourself. You have a perception of yourself, and maybe a few of your close friends have perceptions of yourself. But even then, the only person that really knows who you are is you. Everybody else just has a slight tweak of a perception of yourself. And this got me to thinking about the art of resilience. And a few friends have called me resilient, which I suppose I am a lot. But I wouldn't say I'm lucky. I'm saying I'm fortunate. Like I started working full-time when I was 13 years old with the family business doing landscaping, and I would wake up in the morning at 5 a.m., go to like load a truck full of sod, turf, whatever you want to call it, and then catch the bus to school, go to school, come home, change back into my work clothes, go work till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, come home, do the same thing every day, 7 days a week, since I was 13 years old, all through high school. I did okay in high school. I wasn't anything crazy, but I did well enough in high school, got a scholarship off to university, which I declined, which you always look back and you go, okay, well, hindsight's 20/20, but where would you be if you didn't decline that and be big fork in the road? I left home when I was about 17, 18 years old. I had a falling out with my father. And I still look up to him and respect him a ton, but I had a falling out, which definitely fractured my relationship with my family to a degree that it's never been really put back together in a good way. So I left home with $700 in my pocket. I went and found a couch of a friend to sleep in while they were at university. Sleep in, sleep on. I got my first job as a junior handyman at a 4-star hotel, and started working because I had landscaping experience, so I did a lot of garden work and so on and so forth. And one night, they asked me, do you have your black and whites? We were short someone for a wedding. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's do it. And that's how I started in the industry. But that's not really what the point of the talk is that the art of resilience is how you bounce back after shit hits the fan. So everybody's heard me talk about Clive's. I left Clive's in 2013 to open up Little Jumbo with a number of investors. We spent, looking back, way too much money on that as my first endeavor. Way too much money. I was 33. Someone offered to take me to the ball, and I fucking went full out. And it almost broke me. About 15, 16 months later, my business partner hostily took me over, kicked me out, tons of back room board meetings with the other investors, and like just walked in one day, slapped a fucking piece of paper down and said, you're done, you're out. And I lost my first restaurant. And the perceptions that people had about that was just, it's kind of insane to go back, but it's just rumor mill. It's just fucking bullshit. He also slapped a 3-month non-compete where I wasn't allowed to work anywhere in Victoria, and a 2-year non-compete where I wasn't allowed to open anything in Victoria. So regardless of the perceptions and the rumors and the bullshit, I couldn't work for 3 months. And if you've been listening to any of my podcasts or have met me ever, you understand how much that is not good for my psyche, because at the end of the day, I like to work. It's something that I enjoy doing. It is something that doesn't necessarily define me, but it's something that deep down inside I need. And so after 3 months of bullshit, I get to start working again. And so people are like, oh, you walked away. I walked away with nothing from Little Jumbo. They took my personal collection of alcohol, a whole bunch of my intellectual property. I wrote my second book while I was there, and then that got told that I couldn't use that either. Because it was intellectual property of Little Jumbo and the Little Jumbo Corporation. And so I had to figure out how to bounce back and get over what I had, people's perceptions of myself. And I had that thousands of perceptions coming into my head and distilling down to and crowding my voice of what I was. Then I did Olo with Brad and Sahara, which was great, until Liquor Inspector came in, offered tip-off, and confiscated half my beverage program. So went from climbing, then down again. And I've had ups and downs like that, like throughout my career. And I was fortunate enough to do FTW with Shane and Jill from Clark and Company. But the hotel fucked up our license, and 4 months later we got closed down. But you got to bounce back. And so, for me, the art of resilience has to come down to your inner voice, your inner interpretation of yourself, to be stronger than everybody else's. And to not put up with the fucking crap and bullshit and politics and the whispers and the blah, blah, blah that goes around. And that's really hard to do. All the stuff that I'm doing now is based off the fact that last year in September, I went back to school. I was sort of sitting adrift again. I had a good job at Pagliacci's, but I just didn't feel complete, if you will. So I went back to school and started doing school again. Then I started listening to Gary Vee. I listen to him regularly. I've told everybody to start listening to Gary Vee because it is something that will change your life. It'll rewire your brain. And it rewired my brain. And so I started really tackling who the fuck I am. And I think whatever it takes, whether it be starting on a new sports team or a hobby or exercise or a podcast that resonates with you, you need to define who you are to be able to allow yourself to have the art of resilience. And the root of it all is that perception of yourself. And if you've got some voice in your head telling you you're a piece of shit, that's not your voice. That's someone who has put that voice in your head. Like, that's someone else, your parents, the industry, because it's fucking a load of fucking bullshit that's usually in drama that's associated with the hospitality industry. But you need to accept who you are and fucking own it, double down on it, and then figure out how to capitalize on what you know and what you do for the benefit of you. So, I think I'm going to tie this off in a nice little bow so I can be finished up before 10 minutes. But the art of resilience is all about your voice. Your voice in your head, how you perceive yourself. Fuck everybody else. Do what makes you happy. And double down on what you're good at. And continue doubling down on what you're good at. And build your own perception of yourself. And create this picture of yourself in your head for your head to tell you what to do. I think that's probably the best advice I can give when it comes to the art of resilience. I know it's something a little bit different, but I had to get it down because people call it luck, but I fucking work my ass off. Like, I work 100 hours a week, and there's no fucking luck about it. I sacrifice a shit ton. I sacrifice my family. I sacrifice friends. I sacrifice personal time. But I'm happy. And if you think that things are going to be handed to you, it's not going to happen. You've got to work fucking hard and punch it and punch it and punch it. When you think you've punched it hard enough, you've got to punch it again. But that's my little take this week. Hope you're enjoying the podcast. Thank you very much for everything everybody's done. I'm completely 100% grateful. Keep pushing. Keep figuring out what you want in life and be happy. That's the best I can say, is just be happy. So, see you later on this week. Have a good week, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Post Shifters. I hope you enjoyed that episode. If you're listening, whatever platform you're on, give me a good rating, subscribe, listen along. I'm going to keep going. I really enjoy sitting down with people and learning where they're from, what they did, and how they got to where they were. So if you love it, give me a good 5 stars. If you don't, give me 1 and I'll try harder.